Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 with this Ottoman campaign. Last time around was kind of a cursed episode, and if you were a suspicious man, or a superstitious man, that's what I was saying, then it might have been before, because I actually started the episode in a battle. So we're never gonna do that again, because then our general's gonna drop off. I'm pretty sure, I haven't seen the comments yet because I'm recording this ahead of time, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people kind of annoyed that I didn't kind of load a save at the, at least at the outer assault battle, not so much at the, Mehmed Ali. Mehmed Ali was bloody strange that he was sniped out like that by a French sniper, the bastards. Anyways, since last time around we had a bit of a scare that they were gonna land first in Greece, that would have been the worst scenario. Then that they were gonna land in Istanbul. They didn't do that. What the French did is they marched all the way up here and landed on the coast of Little Tartary with their army consistent almost entirely by militia. And then we have a small French army right there. There's no way I'm gonna be able to win that. My plan is kind of actually... I'm wondering if it's not better to retreat back and let the French and the French and the Russians actually start fighting each other. Now there was some calls for trying to peace out here and there. But we need massive gains. The air is stupid. We need massive gains to be able to sue for peace, and even then, I think the relationship cannot be really repaired because we've gone minus so many. Even though it's not that a lot. If there was vanilla, you'd have like minus 500 or something like that. But the thing is, you can give people tons of stuff, like talking about piecing out Sweden. Now I can't give them a lot of stuff. I could, but like I could give them all that technology piece, and they would still probably say no. And I mean, it takes a lot of time to get that technology, but I guess they gain more cash just from raiding my trade, which is completely open. They're not actually raiding it right now. Which might be why I'm gaining... I'm gaining, like, what, 1400? Yeah. Not very great. But my economy is pretty stable. Minus 45 is not that bad. So yeah, it might be that I should retreat from here. We'll set up defenses here at the two forts. And it'll just be like a status quo. They'll attack. I'll, you know, bullshit my way around defending the fort, which I think will work. What we will do, I was sending this one actually to aid here, but if we're gonna do status quo here, I'm thinking maybe instead we'll push to cut off the French, or maybe help in trying gain more control of Italy. Now the best thing would of course be if Prussia and France went to war with each other. But as we've seen, the French have repeatedly tried to declare war or break the alliance with Prussia. But there's some form of game mechanics set in it, so they cannot actually break the alliance with each other. Even though they're not actually... Well, France is not happy with Prussia, but the Prussians are happy with them. So for some reason they can't declare war. I would love it if the French declared war on Prussia, because that would take so much pressure off me. Yeah. So I think that's the plan, to actually abandon our positions up there. It's not that of a... we don't make that much money in this province, so it doesn't matter that much. The wealth is at 1,000, so it's not that much different from this one. Losing these two though, will be pretty nasty. We make 800 here and we make 600 there, so that's kind of a lot. But I'm about to actually come into quite the windfall. So Istanbul, it has a wealth of 5,400 roughly. And with the turns I've done, the last remaining general I have has actually managed to reach the walls of Naples. They have one full stack in the city, then they have one full stack out here, and then they have one small here which is trying to bypass us and go directly for Palermo, Sicily. The thing is, once I take this place out, the other army is going to disappear. So I have the perfect situation to take these. And look at the wealth of this region. It's more than my capital. So we'll make a lot of cash out of that place. So this one, we gain an income of 4,000 according to that. Which I'm not entirely sure if that's how it works. It might very well actually. So we could gain then. This one makes an income of 3,792. Adding that would be enough to field another army, which would be wonderful and very much needed. But it's such an uphill struggle that my plan is still to end it when getting to Rome, because it would be such an immense task to use the shitty Ottoman Empire to try and, you know, we're more or less at war with everyone. Wrong tab actually. Diplomatic. I mean, the entirety of Europe is at war with us. Like, how am I supposed to win? Anyways, with all of that said, we're gonna go ahead and take Naples, which is an immensely rich city. They don't have a general. They do have quite a bit of... Oh, it's militia. It's a lot of militia. They have put their worst troops to defend the capital. They will get reinforcements from some veteran troops. But even then, I mean, the normal accuracy for my troops is about... This is 21, these are 16 as the worst. This militia is 10, this normal... I guess this one is a conscript, or conscripti. So I think we have a really good chance of capturing this. And... yeah, without dragging it out anymore, let's go ahead and attack and get this over with. Right. Onwards to victory. I get to start off at this flanking position. As you can see on the map, I get two positions to start at. This is the one that I originally started at, and this is the one that the enemy has most likely actually lined up to prepare for me to arrive from. And so placing myself in their flank means that obviously the cannon shots will go straight up the side and just throw them all into disarray. Anyways, we've kind of built a fortification. We've got the old style troops on either side, and then the new style troops on the edges, ready to envelop enemy attacks. I deployed the cavalry together, as I'm hoping to kind of intercept, possibly, the reinforcement. But now that I think about it, it was well-trained troops, and there were quite a lot of them. So it might be better to instead try to destroy the main army of militia and stuff first, and then go after the reinforcements. With all of that said, let's go ahead and start. We're starting off by bombarding the enemy general and a load of cavalry that's around that position. And they're all firing for the general. I'm gonna see if I can get my sappers out in the meantime these guys are reloading. No, hold. Wait for them to get closer. It's forest after all, and it's gonna soak up a lot of bullets. And about there, I think we should open fire. And the shock, more than anything, drove them away. They didn't actually lose that many, so they'll definitely recover and come back. The sappers are placing stakes in front of the cannons for extra protection. As of yet, I cannot see the enemy reinforcements, but also we cannot see the full size of their army, so I'm sending out my cavalry to scout that. We're about to set up spikes, and we just shot one of our own there. So there's a little bit of a hole in the line of spikes. And then the sappers will retreat back. As I said, the enemy cavalry came back. We have grenadiers from Naples moving forward. Under fire. The cavalry broke even before they got close. I think we're actually going to start to deploy the flanks, or at least that side. We're starting to see the enemy army, and I want to kind of drag the cavalry along here just to activate all of them, so that they then can be moved or dragged towards the artillery position. A lot of it is militia. We have a few line infantry. Here is one of the light infantry units. Very much just looks like French units. And we have activated all of them. Or they've all aggroed on the cavalry. They're leaving their grenadiers to fight alone against the main line. But as I tell my cavalry to move back, we'll hopefully drag all of this down through here. I'm actually going to tell the cannons to focus in on the general and snipe him out. And with all of them moving all the way over there, why don't we move and take positions in the forest? As the enemy army is situated over here, I can move up this line as well, and we can hold the forest on this side as the enemy moves to attack over here. Sappers will get you behind the line. Cannon shots seem to, I guess, this mostly being soaked up by the forest. Also, it's perhaps not that easy to aim through all that smoke and trying to hit them over there. We're gonna get the cavalry. Since they seem to be following the cavalry, we want them to kind of hit as close to over here as possible, rather than trying to bypass us. The infantry has opened up from in the forest. They're breaking down this light cavalry unit. And most likely we won't be seeing those guys coming at us anytime soon. I'm gonna turn this one into the side of the grenadiers. And we're gonna have these two move to the edge of the forest and start shooting at the enemy general. The enemy is actually going to hit on the edge of the formation. They're not gonna really follow after the cavalry. We're gonna move the cavalry to over here. We're gonna rearrange these a little bit further back. And that will kind of open up for these guys to move out, draw a line there, and we can have crossfire going at the enemy. We are able to fire over here. This unit's able to fire over here. The fire continues. Switch to canister, and I'll sure we can send those grenadiers away. Right, we hold the lines here. This one is actually turning to face these guys. So we'll move out.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack.
You are not killing this general as well, you bastards. Where are we gonna put him? Far, far away. I'm about to envelop these idiots. I don't know where the rest of them went. But this one is lining up. It is just a militia though. Will the militia hold? They are not even moving to fire. A few shots, but the cavalry just moved straight through them. And within seconds, the enemy formation was destroyed. And now the rest of the enemy is about to get destroyed, as well as my cavalry routes the army of Naples. Grenadiers moving forward into our infantry, while facing cavalry from the back. Not a great move. You can see rest of the enemy army out here. Not entirely sure what they're doing. One thing I did just kind of realize is we have yet to make contact with their... these two still have quite a large number of troops. We're gonna see about chasing them down. The enemy don't seem to want to come against us. Largely, I imagine, because they still have their cannons left. So we need to find those, just as I thought. Those two infantry formations came back. However, I imagine that I will rout them just as easy as we did at the start. They weren't able to form up, and they're just trying to run away. Same for the militia. We'll run these guys down. Kind of surprised that the grenadiers are still there. We've got 2 units moving towards the forest. We'll drag the lines to... Oh! It's actually quite a lot of infantry. We'll hold up in the forest to start off with. Right, now these guys are truly cut to size. We'll prepare the infantry brigades as follows. These guys will stay over here. We'll just blunten their attack a little bit with these units up front. And later on we'll pull back towards the forest. We'll put the general over here. Surely they can't get shot all the way over there. We can see the enemy reinforcements actually coming from over here. Some veteran units. A squadron of scouts. Let's see if we can't find the enemy's artillery. And as the enemy is moving here, let's move these brigades into the flank of the enemy. And let's use the barrage ability to put some extra shots there. You know what? If we're gonna envelop them where they are right now, we need to push extra units into this fight. Stop that cavalry unit. You will go and discover what the enemy is up to. This brigade will get closer. This brigade will get even closer. Okay, you will hold here then, I guess. They're coming straight for the artillery, in fact. Hold fire, switch to canister, and fire at will. They charged straight into there. I wonder if we can, if we have the range. There's a lot more cavalry that's turned up. Get the partisans. They were broken. Hopefully they'll ride onto the spikes and get shot by the cannons. We'll follow up here. This unit is not doing too well. It's taking a lot of damage. Mostly because I don't know why this one isn't firing. Oh, we were attacked in the flank. Form. God damn it! You're one of the few units that can actually form square. And then I wasn't able to do that. My cavalry needs to pull back. Cannons. You know what? You can continue firing canister. There's no one close enough, so that'll kind of save the units. We're able to break those guys down. These 3-on-1 should work. And then these need to get closer. The square is holding. Alright, sandwich that one. Make sure you get inside the square. Just get away from the enemy outside. And now we got a square and a square. Surely that will hold. And the cavalry won, but it was quite barely. We've got a lot of enemy infantry now coming against us. The flank here is exposed. We'll start to actually pull back towards the defensive line. Nice. Drop the squares and make your way back to the defensive line. Cavalry as well. Through the forest we should be fine. And then you will move over there. And you will move to over there. And everyone should be at fire at will and have the guard mode enabled. And everyone should also be running back to defensive positions. Right, so we have loads of enemy infantry coming against us. Most of it, which is militia and partisans. They can see that they have the local superiority, but I don't think they actually realize that they are quite outgunned. So we'll blunten them with canister, and then we'll have the cavalry come in from the flank and run them all down. We're about to release an absolute devastating canister assault on the first unit that got through. More to follow. Come on. That was a bad hit. Come on, get a good one. That's a good one, that's good. Opening up massive gaps in the enemy's lines. Unfortunately, the retreating troops are here. And the troops that are still standing are out here, which isn't great. Thing is, the cavalry can move in and break these units that are locked in combat with the main line. Canister is just sweeping them away as they're trying to charge their way through canister.
I want to chase down as many of these units as possible. So I preferably wouldn't actually even fight this one, so we're gonna disengage. See about keeping as many of these units on the run as possible. That infantry unit in the center, in among all of those guys, can mostly, I think we can force that one to retreat as well. One of the cavalry units are retreating. Keep killing them. Why are you guys not firing? You should be firing. Large turnaround over there. Cavalry came back. Mostly, we've won this due to the canister, which has absolutely obliterated any attack, even though some of them got pretty close. Isn't a lot of cavalry left my side. And then I disbanded one cavalry unit, I believe. As well, the most expensive one. That Mamluk infantry. They're still going to charge a few more times. So I'll allow them to do that before we counterattack. I think we'll start by attacking over here. And then, as these two are now sent back, I want to move out of our position and get better firing position on our enemy. We'll switch to round shot. And we'll move to attack these guys in a better position. The little Voltigeur company, I'm moving in the remaining cavalry I have. We'll see about if we can charge in and swipe most of this away.
Our men are running, sir.
Why is that? Oh, they moved straight onto each other. So that's why they broke over there. I'm hoping this one does not come back. Oh, the Voltigeurs are actually firing on this cavalry unit. With the defeat of that one, the two modern units going to move forward. You're going to move up here. The cavalry did arrive, and they did actually manage to get into melee range with the little Voltigeur company. They won't hold, so I'm actually going to send this one into charge. This one came back, which is great. This one didn't, which is even better. Oh, they're bringing up their 12-pounder over there. For some god-awful reason. Alright, the cavalry survived. And the unit of Voltigeurs got run down. Now we've completely surrounded this one. And soon obliterated... There we go. The enemy's right flank. Now we're going to move up. And we're going to sweep them away. Artillery will focus on this line. And that's a cannon unit. So you should quite easily destroy that one as well. The cavalry is just spread out too thin. And they didn't actually charge. There's the general right there. And he's retreating, and I don't think we'll see him again. We'll send these two to make sure they don't come back. This one to charge. These three will make a new line up there. We got militia turning up in our back. We get these two. We'll take care of that while this move forward. Oh, a unit actually reached.
Our men are running for.
Our cannons. Hold. You will hold fire. You'll switch to canister. I completely missed that this one made it through the lines. No, stay away, artillery. Stay away. Now, unfortunately, I placed this just to protect this artillery from being shot by the 12-pounder. Kind of a risky position where the general stands a chance to get annihilated. The enemy cavalry came back. And the advance got foiled.
Our men are running for.
Now units running. These guys were broken. Okay, then you don't need switch to explosive shot. We need to pull back. The enemy regrouped. We need to regroup. Like so. And then we're regrouping over here. Oh, did I not tell you to charge? God damn it. Both of them broke though. Move into a single line. The general has made sure that this unit does not come back. It is a veteran unit, and it would be actually good if you were in among them, cutting them down, rather than riding behind them. It's actually cutting them down. Okay, so we've got one enemy unit over there, we've got one over there, we've got one here and one here. This one's running straight for us. I wonder, you know what? We're putting enough fire onto it, so it'll most likely break. This one just broke. Swing up. Let's take care of this one. Not entirely sure where this idiot's going. Or why this one isn't firing on it. Let's finish this. In 2 bayonet charges. One over here. These break before we reach. And this one breaks shortly after. And we were victorious. It went a lot harder than I thought it would, but then again they did have a lot of troops and I had not been able to fully replenish my troops. But still we were victorious, and that's all that matters, because now the town is mine. Naples is destroyed, all the armies will disappear, and I will hopefully gain a shit ton of gold. So let's go and see if that is what actually happens. And here we have the results. So, I mean, it was a hard fight, but now when we actually see the actual numbers, we can see that the enemy had 5,000, almost 6,000 men to my 3,000, so they outnumbered us 2 to 1. And my army, not in full strength and all of that, but it's quite a wonderful victory after all of that. Lots of chevrons being gained, I imagine. as the entire garrison would have been killed upon taking this. Highest kills, it goes to cavalry with 500, then artillery, no surprise there, and some infantry. Highest loss, and so on and so on. Naples is mine. I can go ahead and loot the place, in which case I will gain 20,000 gold. Predicted... Oh, the region wealth will be halved by this. But if I loot it, it will go down to 500. We'll peacefully occupy. So we won't gain as much, really as much as I thought, but we will still gain 2,200 gold from capturing this region. And they're destroyed, and I control a lot of Italy right now. We have nice port, we have a nice banking house right there, big vineyard, and once I repair this, we'll be able to replenish at a really good rate, and then I can make my push towards Rome. We make 1,700, which isn't a lot in most normal campaigns. But given the fact that we had lost so much territory and stuff, it's actually quite good. I wonder what... We're not actually at war with the Pope. Can I... let's see. I cannot trade with them. The ports in their home regions are full. The sea routes to the capital cannot be established. It can, actually. So I don't know exactly why I can't trade with them. Not that I don't think they would want to trade with me. Very nice. And I think, given that battle was against 6,000 men, it probably dragged out for quite some time. So I think we'll end it there. For the next one, I'll probably already have lost these two. And I'll probably have done some defenses of these stupid forts. Maybe I'll spend the money on getting new generals. Or maybe I'll just prepare for the siege of Rome. With all of that said, we're going to end it right over here. Hopefully also, until next time, I'll be able to do a few turns. And I'll be able to experiment with different kind of peace deals with people and stuff. Hopefully peace deal that actually holds and don't break. So that'll be nice, hopefully. And yeah. With all of that said, we're going to say, as we always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this one, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!